Hello friends, we all have grown up with close friends and usually we find that our group of friends has been a small group. What do you think that you obtained from that small group? Probably you found that it was warmth, closeness, affection, you took some responsibilities of each other, you cared for each other, and all these things made up for a very beautiful group which was very effective. Any job you took up as close friends, you did it up cheerfully and you were happy about it. So here we try to understand the undercurrents of small group effectiveness, and we are trying to understand a model, that is FIRO-B, that was propounded by William Schutz in 1958. Now what does this FIRO-B means? So FIRO stands for fundamental, interpersonal, relation, orientation, and B stands for behavior. So we are trying to understand how this small group works. What is important in these small groups? Because when we work in the organizations, usually we tend to work together in small groups, and that adds up to a bigger or the larger picture of the organization. So William Schutz came up with this idea that there are three basic needs that are there while working in small groups. So the first need that he defined was inclusiveness. I want to be part of the group. I want to be associated. And that's how humans work, that is social nature. So acceptability of you by others is important to you. The second need that he talked about was affection. I want to be cared for, and I also want to extend my affection to others. So there is someone who cares for me and it means a lot to me. The third need that he talked about was control. All of us want to have influence over others. We accept some influence of others as well, because that's how we understand that we can lead or we can be a follower. So these three needs were talked about in his model, and he interestingly expressed a different dimension to it. So for each need, he said that you might have some real need and you might be expressing something else, as you can see on the figure. So there are some wanted needs and there are some expressed needs. Say for example, a person is having a wanted need of inclusion as 8, and the expressed need is 2. So we understand that this person is seriously looking for inclusion within the group, wants to be accepted in the group, wants to be informed what's going on, wants to be involved in anything and everything that's going on, but he or she is not able to express it. And hence, the other members of the group are not able to understand that person. And so, such people who have high needs of inclusion, if you do not share with them all the information, they feel that they are out of place, they are devastated. And the other part is, in case your need for inclusion is very low and all the information is given to you and you're asked to participate everywhere, you feel, come on, leave me alone, I don't need you. So that is the kind of understanding that we have from the first need. The second need that we talk about is affection. Now in case your need for affection is low and a lot of people are caring for you, hello, how are you, hope you are doing well, take care, you'll say, come on, leave me, I don't need all that stuff, let's talk about work. So there are some dissonance going on. Similarly, in the third need, we might have some dissonance of this kind that say, for example, the control score is coming to 9 as wanted while expressed is 2. Which means that you want to actually control the whole situation, you want to influence everyone, you want everyone to hear you out, but you're not able to express it. And so, people are not able to accept you as well, because a lot of dissonance is happening. You don't want to express it because you don't want to spoil the relations with them. So there are a number of dimensions related to it. All in all, what the model talked about was that there are some wanted needs and there are some expressed needs. And the higher the score, the more social index that you have. You'll have a lot of people around you. But in case there are differences in the wanted needs and the expressed needs, we can expect a lot of issues happening within these small groups. Hence, we need to find a balance for small groups within the organization. The best part of this particular tool is that we can repeat it and we can find out the status of the small group's effectiveness on a continual basis. Maybe after 1 month, maybe after 2 months, we can again check it. And one of the best examples for understanding small group effectiveness is our own family. A small family, few people around, but all three needs are taken care of. You don't need to say it, it's coming back to you by itself. So we try to replicate the most effective nature of small groups in the organizations also. Happy learning.